Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Lab Coat Lessons. Have you ever been puzzled by temperature conversions? Whether you're traveling, cooking, or just curious, knowing how to convert between Celsius, Fahrenheit, and Kelvin can be super helpful. In today's video, we're going to break it down and make it simple, so grab a notebook and time to wake up, focus, and lock in. So, going between different temperature units is so crucial, especially when it comes to scientific contexts. I'm sure that you are all aware of Fahrenheit and Celsius, which are the two famous ones, but the new unit of temperature that we're going to learn here in this video is Kelvin, which is part of the international system of units that's primarily used in scientific contexts. It's one of the most important skills in physics and engineering because it starts at absolute zero, which is the theoretical point at which all molecular motion ceases. It is essential for accurate scientific calculations, ensuring consistency and reliability in experiments and theoretical models across many fields, from physics to chemistry to engineering. So here are the three equations that we need. We would have to go from Celsius to Fahrenheit using this equation right here. This equation will allow us to go from Fahrenheit to Celsius, and then from Celsius to Kelvin. And then if you're rounding your final answers based off of the number of sig figs, hopefully you all took the time to watch that previous video. You must round your final answer based off of the number of sig figs from the given number in that problem. So I want you to take a look at these three equations and notice, is there a direct equation that will take you from Fahrenheit to Kelvin? No. So this is a two-step conversion. You'd have to first convert the Fahrenheit to Celsius, and then we would have to go from Celsius to Kelvin. So hopefully after today in this session, you'll be pro at temperature conversions and that you'll be telling family and friends the temperature outside in Kelvin. Hopefully you'll go outside and be like, wow, feels like 1,000 Kelvin out here. So let's do some examples. Grab that notebook and grab a calculator. The boiling point of silver is 3,924 degrees Fahrenheit. What is this temperature in Celsius? So we have the temperature in Fahrenheit given, and we're asking to convert this to Celsius. So we have to go from Fahrenheit to Celsius. To go from Fahrenheit to Celsius, we would have to use this lovely equation right here. So we would take our temperature in Fahrenheit, which is 3,924. Subtract this by 32 in parentheses, and then we divide this all by 1.8. So please make sure that you get the numerator down to one number. Make sure that you do what's in parentheses first. So we take the 3,924, subtract that by 32, and that gives us 3,892. And then we divide this by 1.8. So we then take the 3,892, divide that by 1.8 in the calculator, and we should get 2,162.22 degrees Celsius. Now, if you wanted to round this to the correct number of significant figures, we base it off of the number of sig figs from the number that is given to us. So we look at this number right here, and this number has all non-zero digits, which means that all the digits here are significant. So we have four significant figures in this number. So we're going to round our final answer to four significant digits. We look at our fourth sig fig. This is our first, second, third, and fourth. There's a 0.2 afterwards. So this should round it down to 2,162 degrees Celsius if you are rounding this to the correct number of significant figures. Awesome. Let's do another example. Here, the boiling point of gold is 2,856 degrees Celsius. I'm asking, what is this temperature in Fahrenheit? So here we're given the temperature in Celsius and we're asking for the temperature in Fahrenheit. So we have to go from Celsius to Fahrenheit. So to go from Celsius to Fahrenheit, we would have to use this equation right here. So we would take our temperature in Celsius, multiply that by 1.8, and then we add this to 32. So let's do what's in parentheses first. Make sure you do the multiplication first because by the orders of operations, the multiplication comes before the addition. So we do 1.8 times 2,856, and that should give us 5,140.8. And we're going to add this to 32. So we're going to do this addition. And out of the calculator, we should get 5,172.8 degrees Fahrenheit. It's just that simple. Awesome. Let's keep going because I'm sure you're all having a blast. Let's look at this. The normal body temperature is around 37 degrees Celsius. Wow, that is incredible information. What is this temperature in Kelvin? So we have to convert our temperature in Celsius to Kelvin. To go from Celsius to Kelvin, we would have to use this equation right here. So we would take our temperature in Celsius and we add that to 273.15. So we do 37 degrees Celsius, add that to 273.15, and that should give us 310.15 Kelvin as our answer. Awesome. Let's do another one. Here says the average atmospheric temperature of Earth is about 287.15 Kelvin. I'm asking what is this temperature in Celsius? So here we have to go from Kelvin to Celsius. So this is the equation that we need to use. So we take our temperature in Kelvin and subtract it by 273.15. So our temperature in Kelvin is 287.15. We subtract that by 273.15. And that should give us an answer of 14.0 degrees Celsius. Awesome. Let's do another example. Now that I had taught you how to go from Fahrenheit to Celsius, Celsius to Kelvin, let's put it all together. So let's say I told you that the melting point of copper is 1,984 degrees Fahrenheit. What is this temperature in Kelvin? Again, if you notice and you take a look at these equations, there's no direct equation that will take us from Fahrenheit to Kelvin. So this is going to be a two-step conversion. So we first have to convert our temperature from Fahrenheit to Celsius using this equation right here. And then we would have to convert our temperature from Celsius to Kelvin using this equation right here. So we would going to take our temperature in Fahrenheit, which is 1,984, subtract this by 32, and then we divide this by 1.8. So make sure you do the subtraction first in the numerator, and then divide it by 1.8. And if you do this correctly from your calculators, you should get 1,084.4444 degrees Celsius. So now that we have our temperature in Celsius, we can now convert it to Kelvin. So we're going to take our temperature in Celsius, which is 1084.444 degrees Celsius. And then we're going to add that to 273.15 according to that equation that is given. We do the addition, and we should get 1,357.59 Kelvin. Awesome. So this is how you would convert Fahrenheit to Kelvin. Now, what if we went in the other direction? Let's say I gave you the melting point of bronze to be 1,223 Kelvin, and I'm asking you, what is this temperature in Fahrenheit? So I have the temperature in Kelvin, and we gotta go in Fahrenheit. So just like the previous problem, but in the reverse direction. So we're gonna have to take our temperature in Kelvin, convert it to Celsius. So to do that, we would have to use this equation right here. And then we go from Celsius to Fahrenheit using this equation right here. So to find our temperature in Celsius, we're going to take our temperature in Kelvin, which is 1,223, and we're going to subtract that by 273.15. If you do this correctly in your calculators, you should get 949.85 degrees Celsius. Now that we have our temperature in Celsius, we can now convert this to Fahrenheit. So to find our temperature in Fahrenheit, we take the 1.8, multiply that by our temperature in Celsius, and then we add this to 32. So make sure you do what's in parentheses first. So we do 949.85 times 1.8, and that should give us 1,709.73, and we add this to 32. We then do the addition, and that should give us 1,741.73 degrees Fahrenheit. There you have it. Hopefully, this had made better sense and allowed you to do these conversions a lot easier from going from Fahrenheit to Celsius to Kelvin and vice versa. Now that you're all set with the basics of temperature conversions, you'll never have to guess again. Whether you're planning a trip to a cold country or checking the weather, you'll be ready. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you won't miss out on more quick and easy tutorials. See you next time. Stay curious, and remember, chemistry is everywhere.